Hi, this presentation covers the topic of my major assignment, and over the next few minutes I will describe the key question that I'm researching, highlight the key issues and arguments that are raised by the question, and list the various sources of research. The research question is, should the Australian Government enact an Artificial Intelligence Act similar to the European Union? This question will be posed and answered in the form of a mock presentation to a Senate committee looking into artificial intelligence in Australia. I'll be arguing for AI-related legislation with a specific focus on the K-12 education sector, which is where I've worked for the last 25 years and where I see the issues caused by AI firsthand. The structure of the final presentation will comprise an introduction, followed by a description of the main issues, the arguments for legislation. Then, based on those arguments, the new EU AI legislation will be reviewed and critiqued to assess whether their act or relevant parts of it could be applicable in the Australian K-12 setting. Finally, I will conclude with recommendations and detail the research evidence. So, turning to the main issues in relation to AI in K-12, from moderate concern to serious concern, the use of AI starts with the academic experience of children when using AI, which can result in cheating and plagiarism, a generation of low quality and incorrect answers that are from unverifiable sources, and bias and prejudice. Of serious concern are the ethical issues and serious harm to children that AI can cause. This includes the creation of deep fakes, sexual harassment, facial recognition bias, and that its overuse creates potential harms from the virtual relationships children can have with lifelike AI. These are amongst the issues I need to manage in my role as an IT professional, and they are proving difficult to keep on top of. The research will then shift to why there is a need for AI legislation, and those reasons include that there is currently no comprehensive or focused law to cover the risks associated with AI, and an over-reliance on hundreds of frameworks, policies, standards and guidelines issued by government and other organisations that do not address the AI issues in any enforceable manner. The research will then focus on the European Union Artificial Intelligence Act, which came into force in 2024. It's akin to a product safety law aimed at protecting citizens from dangerous and high-risk AI. It defines the requirements for AI development and deployment based on risk, and tellingly, the EU Act specifically defines the use of AI in K-12 as high risk. There are, however, detractors and critiques of the EU legislation, and they include that it stifles innovation in the AI field and that existing laws could be better modified to include AI provisions, and that doesn't stop big tech monopolising AI models and data. Recognising these critiques, it is feasible to draw out the strengths of the EU legislation as they relate to K-12 and make recommendations for laws in Australia that will address the highlighted concerns. The research will also address the practical realisation of legislation from the Commonwealth in terms of having to make amendments to existing laws, keeping legislation up to date in this rapidly evolving technological area, and how federal law can be implemented in Australian state-run schools. Finally, we will look at the key stakeholders who are most affected by the use of AI in K-12 and the implications of a specific AI legislation for them. These include students, teachers, parents and big tech, and I count myself as a stakeholder, someone trying to support students navigate safe use of AI while at school in the absence of laws that can be relied upon. The research articles and reports used for this assignment are detailed below for your review, and I expect more to be added. Thank you, and I welcome any feedback on this research.